the generational mirror. I have a special guest for you today. First of all, when they said blood is thicker than water, they don't know us, do they, baby?
At all.
Listen, I have someone that I watch from a little baby grow up to be a beautiful woman.
This is true.
A great mother,
Aww.
a career woman, a nurse. Excuse me, guys, a nurse. My baby is doing her thing. And I'm telling you, when I first met you, and this is something I never told you, I try to do that with all my guests.
Yeah.
When I first met you, the way you talk, your little self, your proud self, your strong self, I knew you were going to be something different. I'm telling you, Nick, you have
Don't make me cry from the beginning.
I'm sorry. Your personality is everything, baby. And I want you to know that no matter what we go through in this life, your strength is going to take you through it.
Thank you.
All right, we're not going to get emotional.
I needed that.
But trust me, she's an awesome woman. And I mean, she has some words for you. So I'm telling you, her episode... Get it together, guys. I'm all emotional. All right, so her episode is Love Me and Love My Children. Yes. So this episode is going to be powerful because it's an episode about mothers trying to date when they have children. And the perception that we get when we are trying to date and already have children is crazy. Like with men, when we look at a man with children, we be like, "Oh my God, he's responsible. He is awesome. Like he's family orientated, and everything about him is glorious." But when it comes to us women and we have children and we're dating, they don't talk like that, do they?
Not at all.
We're she has this many children, and no, you don't understand that the ones that have children are some powerful women because we're resilient.
Exactly.
So we're going to start our episode. Our questions. You ready, baby?
I was born ready, okay?
So, how does having children change the way you date?
I would say for me, I have had a lot of trial and error. So, it's so many things that I look for now that I didn't look for prior. So for me, I'm just very careful, and I'm not in a rush to do anything. I don't overlook red flags. I'm very on top of things, and I'm okay with something not being proper for my situation and moving away from it. Like
that's strength.
Yeah,
that's strength because a lot of women don't want to do that. They're so concerned about their romance and their feelings that they're not considering what can happen to your family. You're already made. Your family's already made. So you're coming into our family. So that's strong.
And I also feel like it's a completely different experience if that person doesn't have children. Right. That is like an additional issue on top of just trying to blend strangers into a family anyway. But to do that when that person has never been a parent and doesn't understand the sacrifices that you have to make, doesn't understand why the kids are the priority. You know what I mean? Like it's so many other obstacles that you have to go through when they go from just being only worrying about themselves to having you plus additional people to be concerned about.
Right. That is true.
So it's a lot.
That is true. That's true. So, when is the right time to introduce your mate to your kids?
So for me, I feel like it just depends on your personal situation. I feel like when my kids were younger, I never brought people around. Like for the most part, they never seen me with people or whoever I might be dating at the time. They never saw it. But now they're older, so I feel a little bit more comfortable bringing people around, or the person I'm dating now brought them around. We've been dating for a couple months, but I feel like they're old enough to understand we're dating. It's not guaranteed that this person is going to be around. They could be, but your mom's dating right now. You know what I mean? You're more independent. You're more self-sufficient. So now they understand it better. Definitely.
True. That's true. And I don't, and I agree with you. And it's not all about a time issue. Sometimes it's about, when I was dating and I had children after my marriage, I looked at how consistent you were with me. Because if you aren't consistent with me, you're not coming around my children
at all.
I need to see that you you care about me, you really love me, you're interested in wanting to be around my children.
Yep.
Because if a man does not ask you after a certain time to be around your children, there's something wrong there. And I feel like with men also, like a man that has other children, I want to see how you correspond with them.
That part. That part.
Listen, if you don't show consistency with them, then you don't have no consistency. You won't have no consistency with my own.
Absolutely.
So I'm really concerned about how you are with your friends, your family,
exactly,
and your children.
And I also feel like I've seen both sides of it. So, you know, I have to make sure that I'm looking at things properly, because I had the guy that, you care about me so much, but you don't know my kids' names. Oh. We've been dating for a month, 2 months. I've talked about them. If I ask you what their names are, you may know. I only got 2 kids. It's not as if I have 4 kids. You can't remember 2 names. That shows me your lack of interest right there. But then there's the guys that will overplay their part to try and use your kids to get to you, especially with someone like myself. Like, I'm independent. Right. You know what I mean? I have all my own stuff. I always have, you know, I'm big on social media, which is where I do meet a lot of the guys that I may talk to. Right. You know, what is she lacking? Oh, there's no dad in the house. That's where I can get her.
That's her opening. Yeah.
That's where I can get her.
That's not an opening.
Right.
It's a reason why I don't have a man in my house right now. Because I'm strong enough to know that these kids are my priority.
Exactly. And then eventually you see it. So, like, you could be pretending you care so much, but after a while, that's going to wear off because you didn't care. Yeah. You just wanted your way in. Yeah. So you got to be really careful with it. Like, somebody who's doing too much too soon can be a red flag, and somebody who just completely neglects the fact that you have a kid, another red flag. It's like a balance. You know what I mean? Like,
that's deep too. I never even thought about the over exaggerator. I never thought about that.
Because you're not lacking nowhere. Where's her weak spot?
Ooh. And they do prey on that.
They do. They do. And I've had it done.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, here's your red flags. What are some red flags when dating someone with children?
Are you asking me from the person with the children?
With children. Let's do both.
Okay. So I could speak. So a person that does not have kids, being able to date somebody and understand that you won't be put first can be a red flag to some people, which is okay. Like, if you feel like, you know what, I don't have kids, I want my first kid to be with someone that's their first kid, or I want to be your priority and you putting your kids first, if that's a red flag for you, I 100% respect that. Walk away.
Right.
And vice versa, someone who is not considerate of your kids. You come inside the house, you only bring something for yourself. You know it's children there.
Yeah.
People who don't think like that, like people who aren't thinking, okay, there's children here. The decisions I make now affect children. Right. It's not just me. It's not just her. So those are things that I look for. Let me see how your mind is working. Yeah. Because if you're so wrapped up in me and you're kind of like neglecting the fact that I have kids, we can't work because they're not going nowhere.
That's right.
Bottom line.
And what I'm hearing you say is the big red flag is a man could come into your life with trying to compete against your kids. And then there's that selfish person that doesn't even think about the kids.
Exactly.
See, you have to really, it's crazy that you're smart enough. A lot of women don't think about these things prior to dating. They're thinking about their own needs.
Yep.
So with you knowing these red flags and people now knowing these red flags, they can look for them.
Exactly.
That's something that you're teaching.
Exactly. Them. And I feel like it's really important too, because those situations, you bring your kids and you think that someone cares about your kids. A lot of the time they just there for you. You know what I mean? And they'll try and, like, I have teenagers. Right. So you'll start to notice people trying to draw wedges in between you and your kids, making comments. Oh, I think you should do this. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to create stuff when that's not your place to do.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
That's inappropriate. True. You know what I mean? Like,
that's very inappropriate. And you know what's crazy? When I met your dad, it was talking about blended family. We had I hate to say his and hers because we don't do that. But with his girls, 3 girls, our 3 girls, and then I had one that was prior to him, and then 2 of his. So we were completely blended.
We were.
And I'm telling you, and this is a flaw of my own. One of the flaws I had with a blended family is I did come in, and when y'all came in, I was like, first of all, not having a father need. When I saw the way he was with y'all, I'm like, what is this? I thought it was abnormal. He's kissing them on the lips. He's hugging them all the time. because I never had that.
Yeah.
But as you grow, the respect I had for him, because of how he treated y'all, like that's rare. It's very rare to find a man that's into his kids like that, you know. And with our blended family, it was, now he's actually taking care of Sharif, which was the oldest. I'm taking care of the girls, which were, you know, from another person. But we made it work. We made it work because all the things that was crazy in the beginning, I think when I started gaining my own love for y'all, that ended. And that's different, because you have to, instead of you trying to compete because you don't know what's going, you know, you're feeling insecure. It's not, you're not competing against another woman or another man. They're his children. Whatever comes from him, you should love automatically. And that's what I think, that's what changed my view on it. It's like their love and my love together, we just made it work. You know what I'm saying? We made it work.
We absolutely did.
Yeah, we doing sure do it all, Nick, right?
We did.
Should a new partner help parent your child? You touched that too.
I think yes. I think once that partner has earned the trust of not only me but my children as well, and that takes you showing first. You have to show first. You have to show love. You have to show the safetyness, like the safety net that you're creating in this home. Now you can't just off the rip.
Right.
You can't do that, because everybody's going to be like, who is that guy?
Right.
You know what I mean? They're
not going to like him.
They're not. So it's a way you have to do it. But absolutely, I feel like, you know, if you're going to be cohabitating with children that are not yours, that does not mean that you are not involved in their discipline. That might be needed.
Right.
That might be needed. But again, you have to earn it. You have to communicate. You have to make sure mom's comfortable with it or dad's comfortable with it. There's a whole process that you have to go through before you can start doing that.
I agree.
But I think you can start doing it if you do it right.
I agree. And you're right. The most important thing is your bond with the children and also that communication with your partner. Because you can't come in and start discipline. First, physically discipline, that was out. So verbally, when you want to start doing that, that child has to be comfortable. They have to see that, you know what, this guy or this woman really loves me. This is why they're doing it. They're not doing it to control me or change our dynamics that we already established, but he's doing it because he loved me. And that's important. So you're right. You got to have that commitment, that love, that respect from those children and the mother or father first. I like that.
The trust.
That trust. How do you balance being a good parent and still having a personal life?
I feel like the only way that I'm just speaking for myself. I feel like the only way that I've learned to do it was to keep my priorities what they are and to communicate that and lay it all out there. And, you know, this is what it is. This is what I believe. This is what I'm here to offer you. If it's something that you can see as a fit for you, you can. But my kids come first, and my kids need their mom. Like I said, I have 2 teenagers. I can't. If you need a woman that's going to overly invest all her emotions and time and energy into you, I'm not going to be that woman for you.
That's right.
Absolutely. If you can't come into my situation, or we come into each other's situation, and you make my load lighter, maybe in other areas where I will have less stress, and now I have more time to invest in you. If we can't cohabitate like that, then I'm not the woman for you. And that's okay.
I like that.
That's okay.
I like that you're able to allow them to fit into your already established family. But if it's not going to fit for him or you, then it's easy to it's not easy, but you can let go.
Yes, I absolutely can. I developed that skill.
And you know, that's right. And that's good. And I've seen that in you too.
Yes.
You don't play no games. You and Tahira are similar. Y'all don't play no games.
This is not going to work.
That's right. And even it takes a strong woman to be able to do that, because God, let me tell you, if you don't understand, we need that companionship. We love that companionship.
And I try.
I know.
I try. Like, I think about, you know, I am a great girlfriend. Right. I'm a great mother, and I'm a great girlfriend. Have I always been? No. But now that I'm at the age that I am, I've learned. I'm going to make sure that your needs are met. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I will meet your needs before you meet mine. I will give you time to meet mine. If you don't get there, then we're done. So I'm comfortable with walking away because I know I did my part.
You tried.
I did my part.
That's good. See?
I have no qualms with that.
Yeah. And
at all.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Now, this is it. How do you protect your children emotionally while dating? So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we're looking at the situation between you and your partner, but now let's look at the kids. How do you try to protect them?
Well, I feel like age plays a part. If I had smaller kids, I would microdose the person that's around. I wouldn't just put it all in because they don't understand this person being around, and then they don't really understand that. I think with older children, the most important thing is communication with those kids without that person around. You know what I mean? Like with the guy that I'm dating now, I'm talking to my kids. We're driving in the car. I'm having what do you think about this? How do you feel about this? Like, what would you like to see? I'm having these conversations just to like check their minds and see how they're feeling about it. Because I don't want to overwhelm them. Being a teenager is tough enough. Your hormones, everything you're experiencing in your own personal life. So we have to make sure that we're doing this right. You understand what's going on. Mom is dating. He's treating me well. Do you feel comfortable with them? Do you feel safe with them? Conversations is really, for me, what matters. And I feel like with the kids that I have, they're not going to tell me something negative unless it's really there. You know what I mean? They're not complaining children. So if they say something negative,
you pay attention to it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes 100%. Kids know before we do.
100% they do. 100% they do.
Yeah, and that's good. And I know my grandbabies, they're open with you. And I mean, even as a growing teenager, you're going to find out sometimes they get a little quiet with it, but they trust you.
They do.
They trust you. And they're going to tell you if they feel uncomfortable. And the one thing I know about you, I know you were in that quick.
Absolutely.
And that's good.
It's not worth it to me. I'd rather just allow them to grow up in a happy home. And then later on, you know what I'm saying? If that's something that finds me, it finds me. But I'm not here to force anything, especially at their expense. You know what I mean?
That's selfless.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. You get one childhood.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you think like that because it is about them.
It is.
And we don't get it. We don't get it. Some of us, and I'm going to deal with this on another episode, but sometimes us women want a relationship so bad, we sacrifice everything, including the relationship we have with our children.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it because what happened is, number one, they're going to resent you.
Yep.
And number two, you're going to resent yourself and be like totally like sad because of what went on prior. Because once you raise a child, please listen to this. Once you raise a child, you can't go back on those mistakes.
You can't.
So you have to do what you need to do at the moment.
Yep.
Dating is crazy with children.
It's such, because I've had those moments where I felt like, oh, like I'm lonely. Like I would want, a guy to be around. This is something I want, but you can't get caught up in those feelings because at the end of the day, it's not about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you want that, but ultimately it is not about you because those kids are going to grow older. They're going to live their own lives and then you can focus more inward. But I feel like if somebody is really good for you, you can date them while you have kids. If somebody is not good for you, you'll always have an issue.
Yeah.
You'll always have an issue.
And it might not be the kids. It'll be something else.
And it's going to look different in every situation.
Now, what sacrifice do single parents make that people just don't talk about?
I would say mental health. I would say because especially single moms more because, like I said, the single fathers, well, like you said, the single fathers get praised.
They praise all the time.
You know what I mean? So they got the helping hands out and everything like that. But with single mothers, you got to get condemned on social media.
Yeah.
You got to pay all the bills. You got to go through the ups and downs with the kids, puberty, fights, suspensions, their own mental health, maybe trying substances or things like that. And you're to blame. You got to pay all the bills. The economy is crap.
Yeah.
You got to focus on your career. I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
My job is stressful by itself without all the other stuff on it. So I feel like my mental health is one thing that I sacrifice to give my kids a good life.
Yeah.
And I hope one day that I can get back to who I used to be mentally, but I'm grateful that I was able and that I am able to do that for them because some people can't and they give up.
Yeah.
and they give
hard.
up. It is. It's very, very hard.
But if you're giving up, you're not just giving up on yourself. You're giving up on your whole family, and that's going to make them. And what happens is now that falls back on them, and this is how they're going to treat their children. Yep. So it's like a vicious cycle that goes on. And with you, your strength is amazing, E. I'm serious. Because you don't give up. And parents, here's the thing. Moms that don't give up are the ones that should be commended. Because you're right, it is hard. It was hard.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine hard.
And all 6 personalities, and we were not the richest family at all. So it was
but it was love there. You know what I mean?
And that's what they don't have today.
Right. And that's what I try to keep first. So I may hear people having their opinions. Oh, you spoil them. You're too easy on them. These kids need love. It's enough fighting outdoors. Yes, they need to be disciplined. 100% agree. Yes. But I feel like I hear that a lot from men with no kids.
Oh, they don't understand.
They don't understand. You don't understand how you have, like, especially when you get a teenage kid and you got to worry about their mental health, and it's higher rates of suicide. Yes. You can't just, I'm going to whoop your butt. You can't move like that. So if I'm dealing with a guy who doesn't have kids, who don't understand that, this is not the fit for you, because you're not going to cause my kids to be mentally worse off than they were prior to you arriving. Absolutely not.
And suicide is
huge,
vicious right now. So you're right. You have to stay connected to them in any way possible, especially teenagers. Yes. Teenage boys.
Yep.
Oh my God, they are going through so much, and the girls too. Don't get me wrong, but just the aggravation and the bullying and the everything that these teenagers are going through in school, it's crazy.
It is.
So they need that safe haven.
They do.
And we are it.
Yeah.
We are it. Yeah. And that's one thing I tried to commend myself on.
Yeah.
I want to be there. I'm going to be there. I don't care.
You always
how
felt
hard
really
it
safe.
is.
You know what I mean? Always sweet, always loving, and I've had other experiences, so I know the difference.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it always felt safe.
I love that.
Physically, emotionally, it always felt safe. So that's something that I took to my own parenting. Like, I could have been either way.
Right.
But I want to love.
Right.
I want to nurture. I want you to feel safe here. If you get in trouble, like when we got in trouble, you handled it.
Yes, I did.
You did.
Yes, I did.
You did. I remember
even when it wasn't what you did. And that's because it was pure love. It was no, I'm doing this because I'm married to him. It was 100%. No, you're right. It was no, I'm just doing this for the outside appearance of it. They were my babies. They're my babies, and you better not mess with my babies. So it is a difference. That love that pure love is needed. And that connection with your children are needed, because while they're battling the world, at least they can come home to someone that's safe.
Yep.
They need that.
And I will say one thing I do take from your experience in my life as a stepmother. I now look at it like this. If someone is willing to be a part of my children's life, and if the relationship does not work out, they cease communication, because I've had that happen. They cease communication. They cease that role that they were. Oh, no, I'm no longer doing that. You never loved my kids.
You never loved them.
You never loved my kids.
That's right.
Because I've seen someone who didn't have to still love me choose to.
Yeah.
So that's like, if I ever was to become a step parent, that's the type of step parent I would be.
Yeah.
I would be that.
That's
love.
I would. That's real love.
Yep.
Whew, neat. Now, should a person without kids date someone with kids?
It depends on that person. Like, it could get tricky at my age. Like, I'm 35, so 35, you pushing 40. If you've always only had to worry about yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to transition into now having an entire family to worry about, especially because these kids aren't yours.
Yeah,
you have to be a special type of person. You have to have a big heart. You have to be selfless. And that's not common, especially in 2026. So I feel like if you know that you're the type of person that is about self, then I don't think you should even attempt to do that. Like, because it can get dangerous. It can get painful. You know what I mean? So no, but if you're the type of person where it's like, yo, I know that I can love, like me personally, I'll love any kid. I'll see a kid on the street. If you need me to help, you need anything, a kid is a kid to me. All kids deserve love. If you're not thinking like that, you should probably stay away from
And
people
there's
with
a
kids.
lot of guys who don't. Because even when I was dating, I found guys that were like totally selfish, you know. And see, what with us, we know
Yes.
the way we parent is really different.
Yes.
Like our kids do come first.
Yes.
And I know in the Bible it says the husband shall be first. But trust me, I'm sorry. Maybe that's one of my sins, because my kids come first. And it's crazy how some men that don't have kids, they don't have that love factor. They don't have that oomph to become something that we need. It's still a selfish type of person that's in them that they don't understand. They don't even understand how to be selfless. And because we've done it so long, it's like
it's
in
normal.
Our nature. Right.
It's normal for us.
Right.
I actually had that conversation with the guy that I'm dating now, because, you know, he's older. He's around my age.
Okay.
No kids. So, you know, I would tell him, like, you know, you got to think as a family man now. You can't just come in here with something for yourself, or, you know what I mean? If you want to have a conversation with me and it's a possibility that it can be an argument, right now is not the time, because these kids can hear.
Right.
Now you have to put your own emotions on a back burner so that we can get through the night, and then we'll discuss it later. You have to maneuver the way that you've been living. And I know that's a difficult ask, but it's either you can do it or you can't.
Right. If you love me enough to do it.
If you love me enough to do it, you'll do it.
What they say? If you love me, you'll love them.
Exactly.
You know? And you do have to change your whole aspect of life when you come into a family that's already established.
Yes.
And if you think, here's the thing, if you think you're strong enough to do it, then do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you think you have any like type of hesitance that maybe this is too much for me, guess what? It's better for you to end it now.
Yep.
Because, and I'm not saying, okay, some guys can learn. Like you're saying, you're teaching him that. And you can't just give up on a guy that doesn't have kids right away.
Right.
Because they don't know.
Right.
And they have to
It's not intentional.
Right. It's not intentional. So you have to give them time to adjust.
Right.
But you should be seeing some adjustments.
Yes. Right. Yes. And I do feel like, you know, certain things I'm not about to teach you, because that's a character thing.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like certain things, like you wanting to have inappropriate conversations while the kids are there. Because even if these kids weren't, I was babysitting.
Right.
The fact that it's children in the house, you shouldn't even feel comfortable starting this conversation right now. That's a character thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
that's
what I mean?
True.
Like you should be like, you know what? We're going to talk about this later.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a man thing.
Yes, that's a mature, that's emotionally intelligent man thing. Like,
that's right.
So all of these things I look at.
Yeah.
How do you handle your anger?
Right.
How do you show up for me? How much are you requiring of me as opposed to how much you're giving?
Oh.
Because me having kids is not going to be the reason that I get less. Right. Because you knew I had the kids.
Right. Exactly.
If it wasn't for you, you had the autonomy to walk away.
That's right.
So I don't accept that. I don't play those games at all.
That's right.
So it's difficult.
It is.
But listen.
But you're deserving. You're deserving.
Yeah.
And you're right. And it's a different, when you're single as a single woman and you're accepting a guy, it's a different, like, requirement. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a different requirement that you accept from guys. When you are a mother, we don't have time for the different requirements. We have to make sure that you're this way because we're presenting you to the most precious things that we have.
Exactly.
So it's really difficult. So you have to, even if you, a man, I'm talking to you men right now, even if you have to adjust the way that you are to become a part of that family, you have to look at that woman and see if she's worth it.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's the thing. And I hear so many men talking about dating women with kids. No, I'd rather just date a woman without kids. If that's what you rather do, then I think you should.
Right.
Number one. But number two, the most amazing women have kids. Like they're the ones who teach us discipline. They're the ones who teach us responsibility. They're the ones who stops us from making poor decisions.
Right.
You're gonna get your best woman out of a mother.
Oh my God!
And you get to see what kind of mother she would be to your child.
That's right.
You get a preview.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like, if that's not your preference, I have no qualms with it.
Right.
But some of the best women, all of the women I know that are mothers that are in my life, amazing women, strong, work hard, dedicated, beautiful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So For me, it's like I don't want no guy to pretend you want to be with a woman with kids just to be with me. Right. You don't have to do that.
That's right.
If you don't want them, be honest. This ain't the situation for you. Don't even pretend.
And that's a strong woman to say that. All right. Have your children ever influenced a dating decision?
No. They have never. Oh, nope, I'm lying. Yes. One time. And that was in the relationship that I was in, the only time I've ever lived with a man, actually father to the kids. Mm-hmm. The relationship was just way too toxic. It was so trauma based. Mm-hmm. I felt stuck in it, but I felt like I can't, if it was just me, I probably would have stayed there longer. Right. But because I seen the way that it was affecting the kids, I had to leave. You know what I mean? So I say they influenced me. They gave me the strength. That's what I would say.
That's good.
Like, I don't want to leave. I'm used to this. This is 7 years, 8 years of this. This is where I'm comfortable at. But look at these kids' faces. These kids are not happy kids. I got to get my babies and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say that's the only time. Outside of that, they don't really give me, again, they haven't met people that I've dated, but they don't really give me like bad opinions on anyone. Yeah. If I ask, do you like this person? Yes. What do you like about them? What you don't like about them? And we just keep that door open. They've never came to me and said anybody did or said something inappropriate to them. So I was never faced with that. But
yours, I knew her all my life. And she is a woman that you're not going to be introduced to her kids right away. She doesn't play that. And I love that about her because and that's the next question. So what fears, far as physical and emotional, do you have with dating guys? Like what would you consider a red flag when it comes to like dating someone? Not the other things I'm talking about, like far as protection wise. What is your fear of that?
I mean, I feel like the thing that I had the biggest fear about with dating is, my son is about to be 17. Mm-hmm. So I've always had a lot of anxiety around bringing a man into the situation because that could be a bad mix. Mm-hmm. They both feeling like men. It's testosterone. You know what I'm saying? I've always worried about that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a mature man knows how to deal with a young man.
That's right.
You know how to take a step back. Mm-hmm. You know how to communicate respectfully or in a way that it registers to the kid and he doesn't feel attacked and he doesn't feel like he has to use his vibrato. Right. You know what I mean? Like the right man will know how to do that.
Oh, I love that.
But that has been a fear. And then also with my daughter, like it's a lot of weird things. I worked in a jail for 6 years. I don't play any of those games. Yeah. Married, I'm not leaving my daughter here with you. Yeah. I don't care. Husband or not, let's go. Let's go. She's going to come with me. Like, I don't know. I just don't really.
And that's crazy because I think Tahira was 20-something, right? Mm-hmm. And my current husband, and he came over and we had got close. He met the family, met all of y'all and got close with y'all. Yeah. And then he moved in. Let me tell you, I was actually commuting from Philadelphia to New York. So I was up at 3:00 in the morning.
I remember when you did it.
And I told him, I said, it took us like a year for him to even, when I get up, you need to get up. Because listen, we're not doing this. I'm not leaving. And this is when Tyra was home by herself. Like the boys had moved out and everything. So I'm like, because I don't care if she's grown or not. I'm not putting her in no predicament like that.
Exactly. And then the way that these people are so manipulative, you won't know. You won't know. So for me, I'd rather just not take the risk. Right. What's the problem in not taking the risk? Right. Nothing.
Exactly. Just come on with me.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, and you're right. It's so many. I remember when I first started dating. Let me tell you how I was on Megan Law checking up the guy. I had somebody I had somebody to check on their criminal records for me.
I was
not
myself.
Playing. Exactly. I was not playing, and it is scary because it's. So many children today are getting molested. They're getting abused. They're dying.
Yes.
Because of our bad decisions.
I was about to say, can you imagine having to live with something like that?
No. No.
I'd rather do too much than too little at all times. I'd rather overthink than underthink. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I've
cool
always been protective over y'all. Always. I don't care if it was your uncle, the friend's friend. Like, I need to know that my babies are all right. Because the experiences I had, me still sit with me. And I never knew they affected me until I start talking like to the therapist. And they were like, do you know this, because this happened, you are this way? Like with y'all, I was extremely overprotective. Yeah. And Tyra used to say, I don't understand why I can't do nothing. Yeah. Why I can't go nowhere. Because I've been through a lot. Yes. And I know what can possibly happen. So therefore, I was over the top extreme. That's how I am. So, but listen, guess what? Because of our over the top extreme, nothing has happened. Exactly. Exactly. So, what? Okay. So, what else can I ask you? Because these are good questions, but something that the audience really needs to know about just dating in general. You know what I wanted to talk about before we ended our questions? It is so horrible. I've seen podcasts that just diminish women. Yes. That have children. Oh, I heard guys say, oh, well, you have 2 kids or you have 3 kids. You think a man of value wants you? And I'm like, are you serious? That right there, the way society looks at us when we have children is so harmful. Because we chose to stay. Like, it blows me, because I'd be like, you mad at me, or you think it's something wrong with me because I chose to actually stay here and do the job? Oh my God. I'm doing the job and I'm wrong. But the person that said, I don't want to do the job, they're getting I don't hear nothing about them. It's crickets. Exactly. That cooks me. That cooks me so bad. It's like, you got to be slow. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't like when I hear people talking like that and they have that disdain for women. I think it's jealousy. Yeah, I think it's like, yo, I expect you to suffer without a man, and you're doing it, and you we're not suffering at all. And for a man to think that, because usually the podcasts that I see is the men saying that and they're criticizing women, but I'm looking at the characteristics of the guy. Yep. And I'm like, first of all, you don't even have any kids. So you're thinking you don't even know what it feels like to be a father. He repeating what he heard. What? He's repeating what he heard. I promise you. Not even experimental. He heard it, now he's spitting it out to you. Exactly. Exactly. And you're devaluing the most important women that's out there. Like, just parrots. That's all they do. And it's so unattractive, especially at my age. Yeah. Like, if you that old and don't have a mind of your own, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, you should have picked better. Excuse me, that my psychic senses didn't tell me that 10 years from now, the dad was going to say I quit. Exactly. Sorry that I'm not that so raven. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you can never, I don't care if you marry somebody first. That's right. Whatever. You cannot predict the future. You can make your best judgment and do the best you can. But there's nothing guaranteed in life but death. Exactly. So at any point, you can end up a single parent. And you shouldn't be guilting them people for... I could have gave up too. Yeah. I could let you take them. Yeah, exactly. I want to go party. Exactly. No, I want to go get my nurse license. I want to go get my kids a house built from the ground up. I want to move them out the hood. Yes. So that's what I did. Yes. A great mother. It's sad. It is. And I'm telling you, I watch so many podcasts and I'm listening to these guys. I'm like, wow, this is what they really think about. I'm happy they saying it now. No, I always be like, yo, I'm so happy. Them out, don't you? Yes. I'm so happy about them feeling more comfortable to talk about it, because now we know how you really feel. Exactly. I'd rather know. Yeah. I'd rather know. Like, if you don't want that, stay away from me. Like, exactly. And that, what does that say about your character, your own character? If that's the way, do you look at your mother like that? Probably. Probably. Like, that's, to me, that's a sign of mother issues. Yep. So that, like, for you to devalue a woman at all, that's something that's going on with you. And you need to take a little look at yourself. You know what? You know how they say, like, kids, right? They behave better when they're not around their mother. I like when they're with their mom, they're crying more, they're throwing temper tantrums. It's because they feel the safest with their mom. Sure. So their behavior is like, okay, I can act a fool because I know my mom's not going to harm me. Right. Right. I feel like it's the same thing with these men, because I've had conversations with these men and they blame their mom for their dad not being around.
But it's easier to attack the person you know not going to leave you.
Yeah.
It's easier to do that abuse
Wow.
or talk down on or be ungrateful towards somebody you know has unconditional love for you and is going to be there regardless. And I think it's disgusting. I think have some grace and gratitude because she could have done the same thing your dad did and didn't. So as immediately on a date, oh yeah, I don't got a great relationship with my mom because I feel like I'd be like, oh, in my head, I'm already like,
I'm over.
Check, please.
When is this dinner over?
Check, please.
And that's true. That's true. And I, the same way you say that when I was dating, I felt the same way with guys that say, oh yeah, I have one child, but me and her don't get along because she's this, she's that. I looked and said, well, if you don't get along with your child, I don't want you nowhere near ours.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's hard. It is so hard dating out here when you have to be protective over your own. And I'm telling you, I give credit to you and the mothers that's out here doing it. Because I've been there, baby. I've been there.
So hard.
It is hard.
Like so many nights that you crying and stuff. Like it is the hardest job you will ever have to do. But it's a love that you will never experience again. That love is isolated. It is so different than anything that you would ever experience.
Exactly. It's worth it.
It's worth it. I was about to say the balance, it balances out. Like,
and for you, like my prize is when y'all, like today, the way you speak of me, the way all of my kids speak of me, while you're doing it, you're going to question yourself so much. Am I doing the right thing as a mother? Am I doing the right thing as a person? And it's going to be so many doubts in your mind, so many fears. But as I'm old, because I'm older now, I'm telling you, hold on to your standards, because they're going to look at you and say, Mom, I remember you stayed by us. I remember when this happened and this happened. They will, baby. And you're doing you're doing right by them. You understand?
Yeah.
So hold on.
I'm trying.
This episode.
Yes, but that me crying in here.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So you're going nowhere before you do the tea time with Tasha.
Okay.
So this is Wind It Up.
Okay.
Wind It Up is a little spicy. And then Tea Time with Tasha is a little less spicy.
Well, you already know that.
I already know where you going.
Can I pick from anywhere? It has to be the top part.
Anywhere. Oh, Lord.
All right. What's something you tolerated in a relationship that you would never accept today?
Oh, Lord.
Abuse. Abuse. And abuse can look different. It doesn't always have to be physical, even though I've had some of that, a little bit of that as well. But the mental abuse of how a man can try to bring you from here, humble you, try to come, attack your insecurities, try to, you're too confident. Let me break you down. I allowed someone to break me down that when that relationship was over, it took years to rebuild myself. So now I would never, if you making little jokes about me, I take all them jokes. That's where it starts. And I say that in my relationship. I'm telling you from the beginning, I don't like them little jokes because there's truth to them, and I'm not going to do them to you either.
Right.
Do not do that with me. Do not try to humble me, or I don't need you to do that. I'm very self-aware. I know everything about myself that I need to work on, and I'm working on those things. I don't need you to do that. Now, if you have a genuine concern about my safety, my health, or something like that, that's something different. But if you make a little snide jokes, that's where it starts. And I'm completely never, ever, 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 ever going to tolerate that again.
Blame you. I don't blame
the recovery process part.
Yeah, and it's manipulation.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you,
control.
It is control.
Yep.
That narcissistic stuff. That
I want you to feel like nobody else gonna want you.
You know, I had a man that said to me, "You a lot." It's not no one in this world is going to love you like I love you.
Yep.
When a man tells you that, now listen. But when a man tells you that, you know what that says to me?
What?
You are insecure for what you have. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of men that will love me. And maybe more than what you could love me.
Yep.
And for you to say I'm a lot, am I a lot because I'm self-sufficient? Am I a lot because I'm independent?
Yep.
Where am I a lot at?
You're a lot in your ego. You're too much for their ego. That's what I've learned. there's a lot of times that men will get to know you and find out trauma and things about you just to use against you later.
Yes.
There's some men who are literally playing the role from the get-go. So you have to be very careful and you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, those little jokes, they have meaning
They're
to them.
real.
They have meaning to them, because there should be no reason why you want to say something to make me feel less than how I feel right now.
Right.
If you love me.
That's right.
But if you're in secret competition with me, or if your ultimate goal is to be in control of me, you're planting seeds. That's what you're doing. I recognize that.
Oh my God.
And I'd be like unattracted. I'd be like, ew.
Like, exactly. And see, that's good that you recognize it.
I do.
That's
Took
good.
some time though.
So that was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I think this is what I wanted to do. Okay, let me see something. So instead of me picking a card today, because this was such a touchy topic for me. I mean, this was a extremely touchy topic, and having my daughter here to explain this, and I'm telling you, look at, for just one moment, look at our blended family. Look at our dynamics. You've seen DJ. You've seen Dominique. You've seen, I probably didn't even introduce your name because I was so connected about how much I love you. But
and Dominique's my real name, but if you go to my social media, you're going to see Billy Moore.
So you will see how strong these kids are. And I'm talking about, it's very, I'm not going to say rare, but it's not so often that you see a strong, complete family that's built from different buildings. Let's just say that, okay?
Yep.
Our blocks meet. Yep. No matter what. I haven't seen Neek in a while, but I'm telling you, when I see my daughter, I feel my daughter. And that's what means so much. Like, you don't have to be birthed from a person to be loved by a person. And I keep saying my family dynamics, but I'm telling you, the way we are built here, you can see the strength in them. And it comes from love.
And I will also say to what you just said, you don't have to be birthed for someone. I agree with that, because the same damage a biological parent can do, a step parent can do.
Yes.
And I've had it done in other areas. So the same lessons and love that a real parent can give, a step parent can give. So I think just as important as it is to pick a biological parent for your child, it is just as important to pick a step parent for your child.
That is so important.
Yes, absolutely. I believe so from my own experiences.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about is me being fatherless, or in the beginning, like not really having I had my uncles, my Uncle Mike and my Uncle Boo, and I had other guys around the neighborhood, like I said, Mr. Baker Kent, all those guys who built me up, Thomas, those guys that really stood by me and showed me what real men are about. But honestly, when, and let me give you a little story about that. When my stepdad and I met, I hooked my mom up with him because they fell in love, and I hooked them up. But it became a little rough because as he didn't have any kids at first. So he was in competition. Me and my mom is like this to today. So he was a little bit in competition with me. Like, he didn't like the time we spent all the time. He was jealous of the grandkids. And I couldn't stand that about him. But God, I can't say made him sick, but when he got sick, he needed me. And I'm telling you, Neek, rest in peace, Dad, I have never been that close to a man like I had with him. He died with me. So God gave me the father I finally needed. And he gave him the daughter he finally needed. So I'm telling you guys, it is so important to really recognize the blessing that you have in mothers. And understand that you can be a part of that. You're not in competition with it. You can be a part of that beautiful dynamic. And I'm telling you,
You'll be surprised how better she would be to you.
Oh my God.
Like when you show that care for the kids the way that she cared for the kids, it's gonna make her care for you more. It's gonna make her more attracted to you. Just I love him so much. Like look how he loves my kids.
Yes. Like, it's nothing sexier than a man that loves your kids.
Listen. Okay. That is just like, oh my God, I love him so much. Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because even with my current, when I saw him, first of all, let's go back. With my children's father, with your dad.
Yeah.
He was the first man who showed me love, true love from a father. The first man. Because the way he was with y'all, I'm like, what is that? It was so unfamiliar to me. But as I started understanding it, I looked at it like, oh my God, this is a father's love for his daughters. And then my current, one day I left the house and he was sitting in the kitchen and I came back. It was all of them there, not just her. There was all of them there. So I went to the store and I came back and I looked and they just were just talking like they knew each other for years.
Oh,
that feeling was everything. Yeah. And I'm telling you, there's nothing more attractive than a man that adores you, but adores your kids, loves you, but loves your kids as well.
Yep.
So remember that, guys.
Absolutely.
Neek, everything. I knew this was going to be everything. I knew it, baby. Thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you next time on the Generational Mirror.
Sure will.